kickwe pitiye jayda jalila de rase Champions League ek hada gas mein hanguman kickwe java naramenne bhag dulanne bhidi dasde goal ek gannai sit sarasenne samarok venne satteta denne we are one game one heart oh, one game one heart Champions League this is where we start together we dream together we fight we are the champions Champions League में अरबन्ने one game one heart Champions League सागनाई अरबन्ने दिबिलेन्ने जयगन्ने एक सीने डबियान्ने one game one heart Champions League where dreams take part raise your flags feel the art one game one heart
Sri Lanka Football Champions League, powered by TV Supreme.
A very good evening to all our viewers joining us live here from the Racecourse International Stadium. It's Sri Lanka Police taking on Solid SC, and we are in for a crack of a game here today. It's match number 19 in this Super 8 round, week number 5, and all to play for both these teams. It will be interesting to see how both these teams approach the game. And it's once again under the unforgiving Colombo sun. It has a temperature of 31 degrees Celsius and a humidity of 57 degrees. And a very, very slight breeze blowing from the right of your screen to the left. And these players will have to negotiate these weather conditions if they are to overcome their opposition today. Of course, you can catch us live on the Sri Lanka Football Facebook and YouTube pages if you are joining us live from Sri Lanka, as well as Supreme TV locally also. And if you are joining us live from around the world, anywhere around the world, you can catch us live on the Papare, where we will be bringing you live action from the Racecourse International Stadium in Colombo. Because we've reached the business end of the tournament. These teams, both of them, will know each other quite well now, having seen them play various opposition and also having played with each other before. Both these teams have some formidable names within their ranks, and they will be hoping that their star players will come to the fore today. Players make their way onto the ground alongside the match officials and the referees, who will be making sure that everything stays okay. Final few formalities before they take on the stage here today at the Racecourse International Stadium. Because we also have relegation rounds happening at the Kalnia Football Complex, so have your eyes peeled out for that also. Because at the Kalnia Football Complex, it will be Crystal Palace taking on Murugas Mulla, but here at the Racecourse International Stadium, all attention is on Solid SC taking on Sri Lanka Police. And that's the Sri Lanka Police team in their blue jerseys, and wearing white today will be Solid SC. Sri Lanka Police had a cracker of a game last week where they came back from a 2-goal deficit to win the game in the final few moments. And they'll be hoping that some of that magic remains with them today as well as they take on Solid SC. Here are the two captains for the toss. It will be S. Jnanarupan, who will be captaining Solid SC, and Malinga Hettiarachchi for Sri Lanka Police. Jnanarupan and Malinga, both crucial players leading their teams from the front. It's under their leadership that both these teams made it to the Super 8 rounds as well. And they will be hoping that their good luck can continue. And it will be Lakmal Veerakoddi in the middle of the pitch, assisted in the sidelines by Lahiri Madhushankar and Hirantha Piumal. And our fourth official will be M. Salman, because the importance of these officials can't be understated. The ones who will be making sure that we have a good, smooth game on our hands today. One final team talk for both these teams, Solid SC and Sri Lanka Police. Like we did mention before, Sri Lanka Police will be bringing in the confidence from their last game as well. Once a team starts winning like that, they start believing in themselves, they start believing in the vision of the coaches also. So their win from last week, where they came back from a 2-goal deficit in order to win 3-2, cannot be understated. Will be Sri Lanka Police with the kickoff. We're having the countdown here at the Racecourse International Stadium.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
And we are off here at the Racecourse International Stadium. Sri Lanka Police met with a high press early on, as expected from Solid SC, but making some headway straight away is Sri Lanka Police. Here's a cross into the box. Police player gets to it, but doesn't get the direction right. Solid SC immediately attempting to counter, but met with an interception. Sri Lanka Police slowing down the game just a little bit in order to gain some semblance of control. Solid SC are very forwards heavy side. Number of them in their ranks today. Sri Lanka Police will be playing with 5 defenders according to our team sheet in order to counter that. Will be interesting to see their position on and off the ball as well. Yes, Solid SC attempting to build something, and immediately Police have regained possession. Will be crucial for Solid today, the contributions of Mensa Prince and Henry Chibueze. Mensa Prince, of course, has always been that man who has bossed that midfield for Solid. Chibueze has been excellent alongside Kennedy John Raj in finishing those goals. And here's Solid with an early advantage. Cross is well negotiated by Sri Lanka Police. That was Chibueze there on the left wing, going for that cross, dribbling past one. Feels like Sri Lanka Police player has copped a blow on his head. Down for a couple minutes here. Alongside myself in the com box, I have Navodhi Vikrama. Navodhi, you've been heavily involved in this tournament and we are reaching the business end of it. And how do you feel about the progress of these teams so far?
Good afternoon, Bilal. Good afternoon, everyone joining on Sri Lanka Football TV, Supreme TV, and the Papare. Has been a very exciting tournament. And yes, as you said, coming to the business end of this tournament, these two sides find themselves at the bottom of this Super 8 points table. 3 points each. 2 game weeks left after this. They won't have any chance of fighting for the championship, but at least to finish in 7th position in this points table, they need a win. But tonight's game at 8:30 p.m. would be a different ball game, where St. Mary's takes on Javelin. Javelin in 2nd place in the Super 8 points table, while St. Mary's in 5th place. Mary's needs to win this game. The 8:30 p.m. kickoff. They are to be in contention for the championship. And so does Javelin. But there will be some added pressure on St. Mary's.
Playing for pride, if nothing else today, these two teams.
Yes, indeed. And I think Police will have the momentum after winning that game from last week. They were down 2-0 at half-time, but came back to win 3-2 against high-riding New Star, while Solid lost 1-0 against Pelicans. But here's Henry Chibueze on the left. In space was Tayabaran Tanusian. Easily collected by Kenny Andrado, deputizing for Mahendran Dinesh, who is out with a hamstring injury for the last 2-3 weeks. But Andrado has done well in the absence of Dinesh for Police.
It looks like the Police player has been caught offside there. Oh, and a little mishap there. Police with the ball. They go for the shot. Good recovery there by the Solid goalkeeper. Let's stay with us, Nilujan. But what a crucial mistake that would have been now in these opening few minutes, had the Police player capitalized on that opportunity.
Early days, early nerves. That's why you need to be switched on from the first whistle itself.
They've won themselves a corner here. Sri Lanka Police definitely feel like they should have been one up though. However, they'll want to make this opportunity count. Here's Damit Samantha with the cross into the box. Going for the near post there. Daniel Arubison makes sure that it doesn't reach any of the blue jerseys in the box. Salmon at the corner once again. They'll be going for another strategy. Two players at the far corner. Just couldn't get their heads to the ball. And it will trickle out of play. Solid have been given an early life here. Definitely would have been under a lot of pressure had that ball gone in. Sending his players up high here. Devdas Nilujan. Looking for Chibueze. Rupan contesting to the ball, gets it. Aparan Tanusian. Also an important cog in that midfield for Solid. Here's Rupan with a through ball into Chibueze. Chibueze, ball at his feet. Chibueze misses out. He only had the goalkeeper to beat. The goalkeeper is not happy with his defense there, but Chibueze with a golden opportunity to go one up in this first quarter has just missed out. Very uncharacteristic of him to miss out there. He had ample space on his right, but he opted to go to the left. Attempted to squeeze it past the goalkeeper, but just doesn't get it right.
Shocker from Henry Chibueze. Had the goal at his mercy. Not even coming close to the target was Henry Chibueze. Early late off for Police.
Both these teams have had two golden opportunities to score their first goal, and they've just let it go. Those are the chances that you have to take, especially in this first quarter of the game, where the teams are still finding their rhythm. But here's Solid now. Seems to have definitely found their rhythm with a cross into the box into Nyana Rupan, but intercepted by Sri Lanka Police. Not the best of passes. Cut off in the midfield there. Here's Mensa Prince with ball into Nyana Rupan, who loses it. Chibueze tussle for the ball there. But it's Sri Lanka Police who come out on top for a few seconds. They've immediately been dispossessed. Chibueze to Tanusian. Tanusian to Nyana Rupan. Forced to pass back because of the press by Sri Lanka Police. Good high pressing here. Almost got to the ball there.
Solid needs to be wary of that man, Hussein Abdullah. Inspired Police in that last game. Here's Kennedy John Raj. Ball cut back once again. No one there to take advantage of it.
Mensa Prince just a little too slow to get to that ball. Solid will have a restart here.
Here's Abdullah against Obina Stanley.
Both teams find it a bit hard in these opening exchanges to keep the ball, to maintain some possession. to the keeper. Not the best of clearances there. A shaky start for both these teams now. Yes, Solid. Doesn't get the footwork right there and loses the ball. Sri Lanka Police looking for Hussein Abdullah, and the goalkeeper punches the ball away right on time. Hussein Abdullah, so it looks like he's down, but referee will not deem that a foul because the goalkeeper did go for the ball there. Abdullah is getting to his feet now. It looks like everything's good.
Hello.
But good awareness there by Devadas Nilujan. Good ball in to Hussein Abdullah as well. Obina Stanley. Apologies, that was Nesarasa Ramesh, who did well to stop Hussein from getting into his stride there. Again, this is brilliant high pressing from Police, and not for the first time that Police have recovered the ball in that solid box. And immediately now they're on the charge here, Sri Lanka Police, with a beautiful cross in. Sri Lanka Police still ball at their feet. Some good defense from Solid. Very shaky start for both these teams almost at the end of this quarter. End of the first quarter. Neither team still seems to have found that much needed rhythm. Free kick opportunity for Sri Lanka Police. Have a dummy runner, but just too much on that pass there. Seems like the momentum of that kick is just a little too much to control in order to pass it on to his player who was making the run. Booted long here by Devadas Nilujan. Sri Lanka Police building from the back. Long ball into the attack. And player taken down illegally. That'll be a foul in favor of Solid. That's Anthony Ramesh in the number 21 jersey, who will be playing in that left back channel today. Chibueze not getting that ball, but here's Kennedy John Raj. Kennedy John Raj just hitting the post. Tussle for the ball. Neither team still looking 100% comfortable with the ball at their feet. But at the moment, it looks like it's Solid who's capitalizing on the little disorientation shown by the Police defense. Solid will have corner opportunity. Crossed into the box. Solid still with ball at feet. Here's Mensa Prince. Vinna Stanley. Here's Nesarasa Anthony Ramesh. Good little feint by him. And he'll go for the cross. But only finds another blue jersey. Chaotic passage of play there. Both these teams will just have to slow the game down here a little bit and play to their own rhythm instead of attempting to match the opposition. Stick to their plan. When in possession and deprive the opposition of as many chances on the ball as possible, and they are giving away possession cheaply, a little too much. Good pass there to Kennedy John Raj from Gnanarupan. Gnanarupan to Mensa Prince, who goes for goal. And a brilliant save there by the police goalkeeper, that's Kenny Andrado. And what a shot as well. Here's that shot from way out of the box on target. It's the first shot on target there for Solid SC. Booted way high into the Columbus sky. John Raj. With another opportunity. Corner this time taken by Mensa Prince. No one marking John Raj at the moment, who's at the edge of the box. Moving into the center of the box. Prince looking for his player. Sobina Stanley to Mensa Prince. Prince to Stanley once again. Stanley goes into the box. Straight down the throat of Andrado, who collects it well there. It's Tamil Selvan. Asaranga just losing the ball. Chibueze with some space. Chibueze, not a lot of support. He's looking for his players. Mensa Prince in the box. Chibueze attempting to dribble past one. Just not getting it right there. Showing a little bit of frustration as well. He didn't have a lot of support there, Chibueze. Couldn't get the pass out as well. There were around 2 defenders on him. It's also notable that police are the only team in the Super 8 round with no overseas players in their ranks. Despite that, using the local talent, they've done quite well for themselves into making into the Super 8 round also. And that game last week, what a game that we had. Sri Lanka Police, an authoritative comeback. We'll be hoping once again that they can do something similar here, but this time leading from the front, and a wayward shot there by Sri Muralidhar and Jabesh. Not finding the connection he would have wanted, nor the direction. Once again going for that long ball, looking for his attackers there. Playing in the front today for Sri Lanka Police is Hussein Abdullah, of course, who inspired that victory from last week, and Gayan Rivaldo. And it looks like that's a goal. While I've been reading out the name, Solid SC have gotten possession of it and just have found the back of the net in these opening few minutes. Wonderful stuff there by the youngster, and a little celebration as well. And Solid SC have scored the first goal here, have broken the deadlock. And what a run by Sri Muralidhar and Jabesh there with the number 10 jersey. Police now finding themselves in a unfortunately familiar situation where they have to come back from a goal deficit. Mensa Prince towards his right back, who boots it in. Here's the goal scorer, Jabesh. Chibueze on the ball. Chibueze has a player, Tayabaran, making a run, but Chibueze goes alone, and Solid with another opportunity there. Nyanarupan just a little too slow to get to the ball in that instance. Jabesh doing quite well in the midfield. Good collection from Andrado. Obina Stanley playing quite high here. Solid employing a high line of defense against Sri Lanka Police today. Has looked quite shaky with Hussein Abdullah attempting to pierce through and make a break, but so far they haven't allowed that to come to any fruition. Throwing into the box. That will not give them the result they would have been expecting. Immediately on the counter is Solid SC. Chibueze to Prince, looking for the captain, but just overcooks that pass a little too much. Sri Lanka Police forced to play it back there. Flick of the ball, looking for Abdullah. And defense knowing the threat that he can pose. Make sure they negotiate it well. Here's Obina Stanley, looking for Chibueze. Long ball, looking for his attackers, and that time looks like Hussein Abdullah is caught offside. That's something that he will be wary of here as a result of the high line that Solid is employing today. And as we are nearing the half-hour mark here at the Racecourse International Stadium, it's Solid who will be having the lead, and Police finding themselves once again in a situation where they have to play catch-up here to the opposition. It's just happened one too many times for Sri Lanka Police, and when you allow the team, you allow the opposition to get such sort of momentum early on, sometimes tend to run away with the game, and that's a story that has happened too frequently for Sri Lanka Police. But they'll be hoping that today would be the same as last week, if not less nerve-wracking, where they are able to close this deficit. Just look like Julius Regitishan stepped on the feet of the Solid player there, who's receiving medical attention, and it will give these teams a moment to take a breather here. Just recollect their thoughts as they go in for a drinks break. Coaches will be talking to their teams in the sideline here, just re-evaluating their performance in this half an hour, making sure they just get those nuances right, get those basics right as well. And as we are nearing the end of this tournament, now we also have the Division 1 tournament coming up in April, and pretty excited for that. Also the Super League, so we'll be having a lot of action coming up as well.
Yes, sir. Super League scheduled to start in the first week of April, a couple of weeks after the end of the Champions League. The top 10 teams of Sri Lanka will be participating in it. As Police restarts after the break. Chibuezi in space. Jan Ruben on the left, looking for a pass. Here's Jan Ruben, takes a shot, not connecting it properly. Weak effort, easily gathered by Kenny Andrado.
Sri Lanka Police once again attempting to string a few passes, but Hindri Chibueze on the ball, just getting his foot down, and here's Mensa Prince. Ball sails harmlessly above the goal, and it's very impressive how good Solid has been in transition here. Whenever they've begun that counter, even that last goal, as soon as they got the ball for themselves, their players got in position, they made sure those passes were accurate, and didn't give Police enough time to settle down, for the defense to settle down either. But here's Hussein Abdullah now going in, cross into the box. Jana Rupen also tracking back here, but the ball will trickle out of play. Some fervent defense here shown by Solid Sports Club. Here's Mensa Prince. Good touch on the ball there. Surrounded by two defenders who take him out illegally. Just sticking out a foot. No harm, but definitely a foul there on the player, not allowing him to get that pass out. Hasaranga Priyanath giving Solid an opportunity to play up the field here. Huge ball into Tanusian there, who was on that left wing. Janarupan attempts to just block that clearance, charge down that clearance. Loses control of the ball there. Interesting to see the position John Raj takes. Usually he plays on that right wing. At this time, playing more of a midfield role with Chibueze on that wing. Chibueze, good pace there to get to the ball. Prince dribbling past one, attempts to nutmeg the second, just doesn't get it right. Here's the goal scorer, puts it on for his captain. Police dispossessing them, and on the counter here, showing some promise in this right wing, looking for support. Finds it only momentarily as they are met with a wall of defense. Almost in the final 10 minutes of regulation time here. So far, Solid SC who have managed to pierce through that Police defense. There were a couple more times that they were able to successfully do that, but they just couldn't finish off the opportunity that was created. Here's Hussein Abdullah with a shot. A little bit of frustration also showing. Tanusian to Janarupan. Mensa Prince. Chibueze doing well to recover. Chibueze into John Raj. John Raj goes past the defender. John Raj charges into the box. John Raj will be looking for Chibueze. Done well by the Police defense there. Did well to anticipate that pass. And they are on the counter again. But just delaying those passes a little bit and allowing Solid SC to get their defense in order. Something they will have to work on. Goes for a shot that harmlessly sails over goal. Something that they'll have to work on during halftime maybe. Is their transition from defense to attack has been just a tad bit slow, and that's where Solid has found them off guard as well. Good bit of control there by Tanusian. Tanusian has been quite electrifying in that right wing position. Good through ball there. Good vision there by Janarupan, but just not able to execute it right. And booted into space here, but overcooked pass. Cleanly collected by Thevadas Nilujan. Nilujan hasn't been tested a lot here in this quarter of the game. This opening quarter of halftime, of the first half. as we approach halftime. Here's Sri Lanka Police finding his man. Sri Lanka Police with a little bit of space. Devdas Nilujan once again disrupts that effort by keeping a cool head, just allowing the ball to come to him. While we are reaching halftime here at the Racecourse International Stadium, we also have the relegation rounds happening at the Kalaniya Football Complex, where Moragas Mulla is taking on Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace have just able to go one up against Moragas Mulla. Similar scores as this one. Solid opened up the goal scoring around that 20-minute mark. They have made sure that they deprived Police of any valuable possession, meaningful possession on the ball. John Raj to Chibueze. Ooh, good little footwork there by Chibueze. Good skill to find himself some space as well. He's just looking, waiting for support, and he'll find support in the form of Tanusian. And Tanusian has a man making a run to his right, but Tanusian goes to Mensa Prince. Tanusian this time going for the right. Not able to control that ball there. It was Nesarasa Anthony Ramesh who made that run. Bina Stanley. Good composure shown by the solid defense. It looks like today it will be Janarupan playing as central striker for Solid, while he has Chibueze on the wing. And here's Mensa Prince with an opportunity. Tame effort once again. Again, only had the goalkeeper to beat, and Andrado makes that save. Beautiful ball into space there, but just unable to finish it off. Good bit of pressure by the defense also on Mensa Prince. Just making sure that he had to take that shot hurriedly and depriving him of finding that connection. But across the pitch, here's Kennedy John Raj with some space. John Raj to Jabesh. Bina Stanley alongside the rest of his defense. Made sure that Hussein Abdullah hasn't been able to show the same prowess that he did in the previous game. It's a cross into the box. High cross there, and it's a goal. Sri Lanka Police have scored on the cusp of half-time here. And out of nothing, they managed to give themselves the opportunity to score an equalizer. And it looks like it's the number 17, Gayan Rivaldo, who scored that header for Sri Lanka Police. And it will be interesting to watch that replay as well.
Number 17, Gayan Rivaldo.
Here we go. Huge header. And the goalkeeper just sucked to the opposite post. Nothing that he could have done to stop that header from Rivaldo. Just had to make sure that he nudged it into goal there. And he made no mistake that time. Obina Stanley attempted to go for that ball, but Rivaldo just getting that second earlier, making it count for Sri Lanka Police. And Police, at the cusp of half-time here, have been able to score that equalizer. They'll be pretty happy about that. But on the opposite end of the pitch, Solid is knocking on the doors as well. Kenneth John Raj, and once again Andrado making a brilliant save to stop Solid from scoring. Andrado, he's had some crucial saves in this game so far, showing his class. Definitely a gem of a player in this first half for Sri Lanka Police. He's made 2 to 3 crucial saves where it's been only him as the last line of defense. He is Solid now. An attacking set piece opportunity. Make it count. Just throws that chance away. Solid, who have been dominating this entirety of the first half, have just let the game slip away with that equalizer. Good thinking from the Police attack as well in that instance. Went for that long cross towards the far post. Had plenty of players committing to the front. Here's Mensa Prince now. Mensa Prince into Chibueze. Surely Chibueze has to make this count. Chibueze scores the second goal. And that's brilliantly done immediately. In extra time, in this half time, in this first half, Chibueze scores the goal for Solid. And they'll be definitely happy about that. Chibueze showing extremely good composure. This time makes no mistake. Curls it past the goalkeeper into the back of the net. There was nothing Navo Hasika could do there. Andrado will definitely be disappointed by that. He's made 2 to 3 crucial saves and he cannot be expected to keep dealing with such intense waves of attack. He has been able to deprive them time and time again, but this time it's Solid who come out on top, and that's the whistle for half-time. And what an electrifying half we've had here. Will be Solid going into Melons, the happier team here with that goal they scored in those final minutes of extra time in the first half. Sri Lanka Police having been embraced by elation, only to be finding themselves falling back into the abyss of disappointment with that second goal scored by Henry Chibueze. Chibueze had multiple opportunities, and this time he made it count. And at halftime here at the Racecourse International Stadium, it's Solid SC leading 2-1 against Sri Lanka Police.
Ladies and gentlemen, the half-time score is Solid 2, Police 1.
Here are the highlights from the game. Some early opportunity for Sri Lanka Police, but apart from that, they couldn't really make anything, and it was a half dominated by Solid SC. They had plenty of opportunities to go up ahead in the opening quarter itself, but then in that 20th minute, they were just able to score that goal. Beautifully done by Muralidhar and Jabesh. And Rado made some crucial saves as well. Definitely making some compensation for that earlier mistake. Once again, looks like a highlight reel of his saves, that middle portion of the first half. And then Sri Lanka Police came up with a goal of their own, made something out of nothing. Mensa Prince also had the opportunity to get his name on the scoreboard, but just couldn't get it right. Here was that goal from Sri Lanka Police. Kayan Rivaldo heading it into the back of the net. Beautiful cross into the box. High hanging cross there. There was nothing that the goalkeeper could do. Great composure shown by the players as well. And at halftime here, the score will be at 2-1. All to play for in this second half will be coming up in a few minutes, but just before that, we'll be going for a short commercial break and we'll be back with live action.
Champions League, ek hada gas mein, hanguman kick pe, java naramenne, paati dulanne gidi dasde goal ek gannai sit sarasenne, samarok venne satteta denne. We are one game, one heart. One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the Champions League में සටනයි ඇරඹෙන්නේ දිවිදෙන්නේ ජයගන්නේ එක සීනට අපි යන්නේ one game one heart Champions League where dreams take part raise your flags feel the art one game one heart hello one dream one star hello one game one heart Champions League forever we play the spirit of football it's
Sri Lanka Football Champions League. Powered by TV Supreme.
And we are off here in the second round. Second half of this game. Sri Lanka Police taking on Solid SC. Solid SC scoring 2 goals in that first half. 2 electrifying goals. Sri Lanka Police managing to pull back with an equalizer, only to let the game slip away from their grasp in those final few minutes of added time in that first half. So early on, Sri Lanka Police will be looking to score that second equalizer, make an impact in this first quarter of the second half. High cross once again, attempting to employ the same tactics that gave them that first goal, but it looks like there's a bit of a collision in the box there, and the referee is calling for medical support. There's that collision there. Not the best thing that you want to see. Immediately going to ground. Sri Lanka Police player. A stretcher will be brought out for him also. Hope early on in this first half. The second half, apologies, that's Chalaka Nishantha, who has gone to ground there. Collision with Arubison, who's also in the ground. Here's that replay once again. All 3 players contesting for the ball. And the way Chalaka Nishantha fell down as well, banging his head on the ground there. Everyone watching on will be hoping that both these players are okay.
This was that incident. Clash of heads between Daniel Arbison and Police's Chalaka Nishantha. Chalaka Nishantha getting the brunt of it. Down for a very long time. Tended to by the doctor. Looks like he will be stretchered off.
With that neck support that the medical staff has administered on him, it looks like there was just a little bit of whiplash as he fell onto the ground also. We'll be hoping that Chalaka Nishanta is okay, recovers quickly from this injury.
Looks to be it's going to be a concussion substitution. And police are readying Erudera Tanujan to replace Chalaka Nishanta.
Play will restart here with the number 9 coming in. Tanujan coming in for the injured Chalaka Nishanta, and rather somber restart. Arubisan also tended to by the medical officials, but it looks like he will come back on the field. And opportunity for Sri Lanka Police with the counter, with the corner. Apologies. It's like there was another high boot. Hence Prince going down for a brief moment, but he's back up on his feet. And play will resume. Nilujan looking for his options, and it looks like we'll be looking for Kennedy John Raj. Jabesh wins the ball back. Just isn't able to control the ball on the counter there.
Just a quick update to those who are watching. What happens in a concussion substitution is that it doesn't get counted as one of the 5 substitutions, nor as one of the opportunities. So once a team uses one of their concussion substitutions, the other team also gets 1 extra opportunity, extra substitution rather, apart from their 5. So right now Solid will have another extra 1, as Solid once again with an open goal, unable to convert it. They missed several chances in that first half. Leading 2-1. Should have scored at least 3-4 goals in that first half.
Here's Tanusian. Mensa Prince recovers from that. Immediately, Nyanarupan will be looking for John Raj. John Raj with Chibueze in front goes for Nyanarupan, who was marked by two defenders there. Questionable as to if that was the best option that John Raj could have taken, seeing that Chibueze only had one defender to mark him. Some early opportunities here squandered by Solid. Just not able to get that finish right. Kenneth John Raj, it looks like the fact that he was playing out of position in that first half has just affected the way he approaches the game in this opening few minutes of the second half. Coach, of course, will be hoping that he gets back to his usual goal scoring, playmaking form. Here's a cross. That's well taken by Nilujan. Mensa Prince to Chibueze. And it looks like the referee will be going into his card there, into his pocket. And it's a substitute, Dayabaran Selvaraj. The substitute that was made early on in the beginning of the second half, who gets that yellow card. Going for the leg there, getting Chibueze on the back of the leg. Chibueze just making his way forward, a little bit of a limp, but it looks like he has immediately recovered there. With the ball at his feet, Chibueze puts it in to Kennedy John Raj, who looks for that cross, but Babaran has done well to charge that down. Nevertheless, Solid with an opportunity to cross it into the box here with this corner, but it looks like they might be going short. Mensa Prince there, just a subtle little point to Kennedy John Raj. Makes his way into the box. Mensa Prince currently unmarked. Mensa Prince in some space, and Mensa Prince who gets the ball just above goal. They are unable to control that header. Well, that's good communication and execution there by Kennedy John Raj and Mensa Prince. Just not getting that finish right once again. Police have to make something out of the possession they've been having here. They've looked a little unsure of the passes they've been making so far. And that brief moment of hesitancy has allowed Solid to get them with that high press. Saman Nishanta on the ball, puts it forward to his right back. Well controlled, headed into some space there. Solid on the feet. Here's the cross again. Well taken by Nilujan. Nilujan looking for Chibueze. Chibueze in pursuit of the ball here. Chibueze will go forward. Chibueze only has Mensa Prince there. Prince just missing out on that shot. Had the goal at his mercy once again. Just not getting it right. Chibueze with the perfect pass into Prince's path. just attempting to prod the ball into goal there. That's all he had to do. Didn't get the correct connection. And Solid have squandered yet another opportunity to go 2 goals up in this game, and beautiful cross in, but that's well positioned by Nilujan. And immediately on the counter here, Chibueze with some open space once again, but good clearance from Dayabaran. Solid have won themselves another corner. However, just allowed some golden opportunities to slip away. Did everything right to get that opportunities for themselves. Chibueze especially. Brilliant job by him in that right wing. Some scathing pace from him and some good awareness as well that has allowed Solid to create those chances, but just in that finishing, very uncharacteristic of Mensa Prince previously to let such an opportunity go. And there's a substitution here. Mohammad Rakan coming in and immediately into the thick of the game there, winning his team a corner as well. You know, this young man definitely has the potential to make an impact. And that's what his coach will be hoping by the substitution he's made at the 1 hour mark. And Janarupan will take this corner. We know he has that good right boot on that cross. Obina Stanley alongside Mensa Prince, Chibueze and Kennedy John Raj in that box. Here's the cross. Obina Stanley getting that ball back. Kennedy John Raj will pass it back to Jabesh. Jabesh does well to get that into space. Good vision, but very well disrupted by the Police defense. And Police now making some headway here immediately, but just not enough support there. However, he's managed to keep the ball for a few additional seconds, and Solid immediately on the counter there. Jabesh had some options on the wing also, but went down through the middle looking for Chibueze, but Chibueze was marked by 2 defenders, while the defense on the wing was high up on the field. So definitely a questionable choice once again. Ball in some open space here. Andrado coming out of his comfort zone to make that clearance. As the tournament has progressed, Janarupan has definitely been one of those players who have come into some brilliant form. And here's Chibueze once again. Janarupan with the cross. Finds another blue jersey in defense. Police doing quite well to hang on, but only just. Kennedy John Raj just getting a little too cheeky there and going for that nutmeg, fails to do so and loses possession of the ball. Police once again with a wayward pass, just gives possession away. And here's Chibueze now, ball still in the box. Goalkeeper Andrado doing enough. Make sure Chibueze isn't able to convert. Damit Samantha lobbing it to his winger. Ball trickles out of play. Jabesh is there to get it. Obina Stanley to the defense. Here's Janarupan once again. Janarupan has some support and they will be looking for that cross. Here's Rakan. Mohammad Rakan gets past the defender. Not the best of clearances. Here's Mensa Prince going for shot, finding a player. Kennedy John Raj not able to get to that ball in time. And here's police with an opportunity. Abdullah taken down there. And it looks like that's a legal tackle made by the number 35, Julius Regetishan. And a good bit of defense there from Solid. Because Abdullah is one man who can definitely be threatening. But Sri Lanka Police now with an opportunity to score that equalizer. They have a corner and they'll be hoping they can get this set piece right. Damit Samantha will be going for that cross into the middle of the box there. Kennedy John Raj giving chase for the ball. Here they go. Obina Stanley doing well to recover possession. Here's Chibueze. Sri Lanka Police, of course, putting two men to mark him. Rightfully so, because he can do things like that. Chibueze charging down that shot, charging down that clearance. Not a lot of support, or rather not opting to go for his support players. He had Mensa Prince to his right and Kennedy John Raj right in front of him. Just not on the referee there. Play will resume in the form of a drop ball. Mohammad Rakan, substitute for Solid, boots the ball into space but only finds a police defender. Game going to and fro here. Solid, of course, have had plenty of chances to score that first goal of the second half, but they just haven't been able to get that finish right. Sri Lanka Police shot on target for them there, but rather tame one. Easily collected by Nilujan. Chibueze. Jana Rupan now with some space into Kennedy John Raj. John Raj just unable to get that ball down with enough control. Sri Lanka Police now on the counter. Police have a player making that forward run. Just wasn't able to get to him on time. That was Hanif Abdullah who makes that shot. And it will be a corner. Nilujan is not happy with that decision, but it looks like the correct decision made by the referee. Sri Lanka Police with another chance to get this set piece right. They've just got one single player in that box there. Questionable strategy. One single player in the middle of the box. But this time they have committed players forward. 6 players in that box, including Hanif Abdullah. Solid also making sure that they crowd that box with their own defense. Going for the cross here into the far corner. Hanif Abdullah with a beautiful back heel flick. Here's Damit Samantha with a pass, and Nilujan does well. Apologies, Hussein Abdullah with the back heel flick there. Police just showing some signs of brilliance, but once again, same story as Solid, just unable to make those chances count. It's Kennedy John Raj into Chibueze. Chibueze cuts back in. Chibueze goes for goal. The header by the defense almost resulting in an own goal, but just able to get it away on time. And immediately after the corner on the opposite end, we'll be having a corner on this end of the ground with Kennedy John Raj looking for that cross. Here was that opportunity there. Now over the Hasika, making that move. And here's the cross into the box. Jabesh on the ball. Good clearance from Police. And here's Hussein Abdullah. Immediately, some fancy footwork. Finds his number 9, who puts it into space. Here Police with some real opportunity. The shot just too hurried. Definitely had more time on the ball there, seeing that he had plenty of space on him. This was the previous replay. Attempt to take it quickly. Stopped by the ref. Saman Nishantha, who will take the restart here. Free kick opportunity for Saman Nishantha and Police. Have a bunch of players in the box. Looks like he will float that ball into the box there. If Police can score an equalizer here, that will open the game for both these teams. Here's the floating ball into the box. Not the desired outcome for Sri Lanka Police. Brief lull in play here as we approach the final quarter of this game. Because it's the quarter where teams will eventually start losing their concentration just a little bit, and where the defense would be found lacking also. Sri Lanka Police will know that, and so will Solid SC. They will want to capitalize on this final quarter of the game if they are to salvage something out of this Sri Lanka Police. Here's Chibueze now. Mensa Prince with plenty of space. Chibueze opting to go for John Raj. And Jana Rupan with a beautiful cross in and just hits the crossbar there. Chibueze going for a cheeky little chip over the goalkeeper. Beautiful touch. And the ball just slowly hits the touch bar there. Hits the crossbar.
Could have rounded off the keeper. But went for the extravagant chip. Once again, Solid find themselves to be blamed.
Police have shown, especially in last week's game also, that they can come up with a deficit. They can make a comeback. Police fans will definitely be hoping that they can stage another comeback here, that they can stage another heist against Solid Sports Club today. But with 10 minutes left in the game, they'll have to do something, and they'll have to do something fast here. Hussein Abdullah attempting to go for a cheeky little pass that has given Henry Chibueze an opportunity to make some headway. Chibueze into Prince once again. Prince to Jana Rupan. Jana Rupan will go for goal. And it goes across goal there. Just a little too complacent there from Solid, knowing that there are 2 goals up. Here was that opportunity once again. Jana Rupan had plenty of time to get his bearings right. It looks like police number 18, Ahmed Amish, getting some treatment. Final 10 minutes of regulation time here. Police finding themselves 2 goals down. Solid with the 2-goal cushion look quite comfortable. But of course, we know in this game of football that anything can happen. In a matter of minutes, the game can turn over its head. But not if police keep making mistakes like this. Not if police gives away possession so cheaply and allowing Chibueze to make runs like this. Chibueze easily gliding past the police defense there. He wins themselves a corner, which will also result in few more extra minutes as they attempt to kill some time off the clock. Approaching the end of the game here. Solid with another attacking set piece opportunity. They'll be taking it short. Jana Rupan just at the edge of the box. Kennedy John Raj once again with an opportunity to make a cross into the box, and he does so. For a moment, it looked like the ball just slipped out of the hands of Kenny Andrado, but he gets it right. Beautiful dive to collect that ball safely. Police looking for that opportunity. They haven't been able to pierce through that defense so far in the second half. Going for goal from quite far, and chase charged down by the Solid defender. Arubison attempting to win the ball for his team. Ball still in play here, but it goes out. Nilujan just signaling to his player, Robina Stanley, to slow down the game just a little bit as they approach the final few minutes of this game. It will be Rizvi Rahman coming in for Police as a substitute. Ahmed Amish will make his way out. Here's Jabesh into John Raj, and Mensa Prince once again with an opportunity. Mensa Prince to Chibueze, and once again Chibueze, not for the first time in this game, gets the post, is denied by the post for the second time in the second half. Solid did everything right there. Chibueze could have taken more time on the ball to get that shot right. Just hurried that shot for no reason in particular, and is denied by the post once again. Just that crossbar getting in the way of his chip, and then this time just not getting the placement right. Chibueze just hurrying that shot. Hussein Abdullah has won his team a free kick, and in good position here as well to make it count. Sri Lanka Police go for that cross. Not the best of clearances. Throw in taken quickly by Sri Lanka Police. Kenneth John Raj dispossessed. Here's the substitute going in. Wayward pass, but somehow finds Police player. Here's Sri Lanka Police with some opportunity. Still in the box, still fighting for space here. But the solid defense just suffocating that attack by Sri Lanka Police. Smothering that attack with sheer numbers in the box, and there will be another substitution for Police. Madhu Kashan coming on for Nabil Sardin.
Substitution for Police, jersey number 11, Nabil Sardin is replaced by jersey number 20, Madhu Kashan.
The best of games today. Cheeky little flick there by Kennedy John Raj to Chibueze. And here's Solid with another opportunity. Once again, Solid just gives it away. Mohammad Rakan. It's not fast enough to get to that pass. Solid defense. In the box once again. Sri Lanka Police unable to keep it there. Yes, Police once again. Opportunity for Sri Lanka Police, but ball is just handed to Nilujan there. Rather speculative effort. Here's Nanarupan on the ball. Nanarupan has Kennedy John Raj making that run. Beautiful little pass into the feet of Kennedy John Raj. John Raj with some opportunity now, and it's Mensa Prince who had plenty of players in the box, but he goes for goal by himself once again. But this time doesn't get the same result as he did previously. Here's Sri Lanka Police once again. Chibueze once again with some open space there, but this time the goalkeeper coming out of his comfort zone, coming out of the box and doing well to deal with that. But immediately Police have found themselves having to win the ball back once again. Solid definitely not making Police life easier in these final few minutes. And here's Obina Stanley, the massive run. Stanley has been dispossessed of the ball. Obina Stanley pressing high. Police just giving it away once again. Mensah Prince making that run, and it's Chibueze who will be looking for options again. Chibueze has Mensah Prince. He's looking for more, but just delaying this has given Police defense enough of time to come back in defense. And that's offside. That's been called offside there. Mensah Prince. Police has been kept quiet here in this Race Course International Stadium today. Here's Police going for a goal. It's a substitution. Shashan Prabuddha with an ambitious effort. Having 6 minutes of added time here. Solid have done quite decently to make sure Police have no opportunities of scoring in this final quarter of the game. Solid just happy enough to pass the ball. Make some headway here. Kennedy, John Raj, Chibueze, John Raj just finding some uneven bounce, and there will be a substitution for Solid Sports Club. Alexson coming on for Chibueze. You know, Alexson is also someone with massive potential, and Chibueze, who has put in a real shift for Solid today in that attack, will come out. Brilliantly done by Chibueze as well today. A bit unlucky, however, just put in the performance that was needed in order to win this game for Solid Sports Club. And Police will be rather disappointed. Would have been elated by their win in the previous week, but then just giving it away with not a lot of fight in this game against Solid. Solid also putting in a massive shift there. They missed those early chances, but then they came back strong in order to secure the game for themselves. Final 4 minutes of the game to go. Police still attempting to get that evasive goal in the second half, but done well there by Kennedy John Raj, who's also had a pretty good game for himself here. Not on the scoreboard, but he's definitely made an impact in the transition between defense and attack. Also some notable defensive contributions as well. And here's Jana Rupan now. He has Alexson going forward also. Janarupan will just shield the ball for a moment. Losing it. Here they go once again. Sri Lanka Police still looking for that consolation goal. And we have 2 more substitutions.
Substitution for, jersey number
Hannes
7,
Vidusan.
Kennedy John Raj is replaced by jersey number 24, Hannes Vidusan.
And Halik Ahmed coming in.
Jersey number 2, Daniel Arvidsson is replaced by jersey number 3, Halik Ahmed.
And Kennedy John Raj will be coming out. Hannes Vidusan and Halik Ahmed will be substituting in this final few minutes of the game. Referee making sure that these players get a few minutes under their belt as well. Two more minutes left here in this additional time. Sri Lanka Police still looking for a goal. Solid putting on decent defense here, except for that goal. And we have a player making the run, just delaying that pass a little too much. Janarupan could have got it on earlier, and then it would have been a foot race. Get to the ball. Definitely those fresh legs from Alexson could have gotten the ball faster than the defender who has been playing for around 90 minutes or so here. And we have just 1 more minute for Solid to hold on here. 1 more minute. All that's keeping them apart from victory in this game against Sri Lanka Police. Definitely not the performance that Sri Lanka Police would have been expecting. And can Solid get a goal here in the final minute? Not with an effort like that. And that's the whistle by the referee for full time. And it's Solid SC who has emerged victorious against Sri Lanka Police here today at the Racecourse International Stadium. Exceptional performance put in by Solid Sports Club. Chibueze, that man there you see on the screen, Mensa Prince, Kennedy John Raj, Obina Stanley, Daniel Arubison, and of course Thaparan Tanusian alongside the rest of the 11, putting in a massive shift in order to make sure they come out victorious. Sri Lanka Police will definitely be disappointed with the result, but a lot of learnings for them in this latter half of the tournament. Of course, they made it to the Super 8 round, and they were the only team in this Super 8 round without any overseas players within their ranks, and they still put on some very good performances here at this Racecourse International Stadium. Both these teams in the bottom of the table. Definitely a battle for pride and glory today at the Racecourse International Stadium, and it's Solid SC who come out on top. And at full time here at the Racecourse International Stadium, it's 3-1 Solid with the victory. 3 brilliant goals orchestrated by Solid, and then Police just that solitary goal in that first half.
Sri Muralidharan Javesh of Solid.
Yeah, the highlights from the game. Opportunity to once again look at those two beautiful goals scored by Solid, who was unfortunate injury for Salika Nishant in the beginning of that second half. Here was that chip that just made the crossbar. Unfortunate for Chibueze, did everything right, but just couldn't get that shot down. Because here's that brilliant goal from Mensa Prince, going on his own, getting it right. And at the end of full time here, it's Solid SC emerging victorious. We'll be having a crack of a match coming on next also. Will be Java Lane in play, so stay tuned for that. Java Lane currently in the second position. Do or die game in this stage for them if they are to keep a hand on that championship. Stay tuned with us. We'll be having a couple interviews alongside Nawud. And over to you, Nawud.
අප සමග එකතු වෙනවා අද තරගයේ වීරයා ශ්‍රී මුරලිදරන් ජාබේෂ් සොලිඩ් කණ්ඩායමේ. ජාබේෂ් අද ඔයාගේ performance ගැන මොකද හිතන්නේ? අද ඒ කියන්නේ championship එකට යන්න බෑ. නමුත් අද තරගය වැදගත් තරගයක්. අන්තිම මේ group එකේ අන්තිම teams දෙකේ match එකක් තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අද ඔයාගේ performance ගැන මොකද හිතන්නේ?
நமக்கு சாம்பியன்ஷிப்புக்கு போக எல்லாத்தையும் நம்ம இந்த மேட்ச்சில் நல்லா பண்ணி வின் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அதுக்கான காரணம் என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க?
நான் நினைக்கிறேன் என்னடா விளாட கடவுளுக்கு நன்றி சொல்கிறோம். ஏன்டா நாங்கள் தொடர்ந்து 3 மேட்ச் லொஸ்ட் ஆகினாங்க. கொஞ்சம் ப்ராக்டிஸ் கொஞ்சம் பண்ணாங்க தான், கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டப்பட்டோம். சரி பரவாயில்லை, இனி வர போகிற மேட்சில் அது இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ட்ரை பண்ணி இந்த பாயிண்ட்ஸ் நாங்கள் எடுக்கக்கூடிய மாதிரி இருந்தது. அது இந்த மேட்சில் எங்கள் டீம் வந்து வெயிலுக்கு விளாட்னாங்க, கொஞ்சம் ஃபிட்டாக போனது, போலீஸ்காரரும் நல்லா விளாட்னாங்க. ஸோ உங்களால் இந்த மேட்சை வந்து 3-1 වින් பண்ணக்கூடிய மாதிரி இருந்தது.
තැන්ක්ස් ටු ගෝඩ්. මේ මැච් එකට අපි හොඳට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරා. අපිට තව මැච් එකක් තියෙනවා දිනා ගන්න. මේ මැච් එක වගේ අපි ඊළඟ මැච් වලට හොඳ පර්ෆෝම් කරලා දිනනවා. අපි මේ මැච් එකට හොඳ ප්‍රිපරේෂන් එකක් කරා ප්‍රැක්ටිස් එකේදී.
Thank you. All the best for the next few games, Jabesh.
Thank you.
I have here with me the head coach of Solid SC, Sabanat Sivanathan. Sabanat, happy with the result, 3-1. against Police. Now you all have 6 points. What do you think about today's performance?
Today, tactical and team today play for the well. Last match our team win, and second win Super 8 match. Our team other matches 2 matches pending. Next match I will for our team.
Okay, thank you, and all the best for the next few games.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, that was the man of the match. Alongside the coaches speaking, Sri Murali and Jabesh being awarded the man of the match for today with his wonderful goal in that 20th minute of the first half. That broke the deadlock for Solid SC, and of course it was brilliant in the midfield as well, putting in a massive shift today for Solid SC. We'll be having some interesting matches coming up next week in this business end of the tournament as well. So keep your eyes peeled, as these matches will decide who will emerge victorious in this Sri Lanka Champions League 2026. And what a league we've had, what a tournament we've had. Most of these teams putting their hands up and showing that they were ready for the occasion. And following the end of the Champions League, we'll be also commencing the Super League. Some exciting fixtures coming up as well, and this St. Mary's versus Javelin, who will be taking on each other today at 8:30 at the Racecourse International Stadium. So keep your eyes peeled out for that also, the final game in week number 5 in this Super 8 round. And we also had the relegation round match today happening at the Calnium Football Complex. Moragasmulla versus Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace winning that game 4-0 against Moragasmulla. And with that, keep your eyes peeled for live action. We'll be meeting you back at 8:30 here from the Racecourse International Stadium.